Hello, hola, bonjour, hey, y'all. My name is Merc. Welcome back to the Narc Alert. Hey, everybody. And I know you're all looking for this guy. And look, he's here. Mr. Man decided to join us. Say hello. Rut-row. Rut-row. He was, of course, talking up a storm 30 seconds ago, but being a cat, he has to make a liar out of us, right? But he's here, and that's what counts. Right, baby? Yeah. Hey, how's everybody doing? Happy Saturday. Saturday night. Remember the Bay City Rollers? Some of you might. I'm still a little sicky, so I'll apologize if I'm a little off my game today. Oh, I'm sorry. I'll try not to sniffle and cough into the mic. Yeah. Boomer Sooner Baby saw them in concert. The Bay City Rollers? I think I'm getting an echo from the Rio cam, annoyingly. I am trying to be like Amberlynn, but not really, because if I was, I would have filmed myself getting live, like getting sick. I would have vlogged getting sick, and I didn't. You know, missed opportunity, of course. Jess. That's an inside joke. No one's ever been as sick as me. No one's ever had a cold as bad as my cold. Oh, what are the symptoms? Did you ask? I'm sorry. Did you ask me what the symptoms of my cold were? Yeah, I have sniffles and stuffiness and sore throat and nausea and dry mouth and a headache, and my eyes are sore and my body aches, and what else? A dry skin. I don't know, it's just a little fucking cold. It'll pass. It's not a big deal. Swollen lymph nodes, but Soleil, may I correct you? They're actually nodes. I don't like how she's gone back to calling them nodes. Idiot just fell on his head. She used to call them noids, and that was much better. I preferred noids. There, he's in his cave. He's good to go. Oh, hey, hang on. Hey, hang on. I got a thing. Not like that, you filthy pigs. Look. Happy birthday, Heather Campbell, our little Aussie. It's Heather's birthday today, so happy birthday to Heather. Look at that, Heather. We got you an animated thing here. Happy birthday to Heather. Skier doc, I think it is consumption, actually. Oh no, my cold is gonna make me snort. Oh, good lord. I'm so sorry, you guys. Skier says, have I tried bloodletting? No, but I ordered some leeches, so I'm waiting for those to come in maybe Monday. We don't, in Canada, we don't get the postal service on the weekend, so the leeches are probably stuck in some postal outlet somewhere. I'm drinking tea, though, like a proper sick person. I had Uncle Tim here for brunch today. Instead of going out, I didn't want to go out because I'm just feeling meh. But we had apple crumble French toast, which is kind of my house favorite brunch speciality right now. Oh my goodness, guys, so good. And I'm telling you, real easy. You make apple crumble and you make French toast. Okay, I also make a lemon nutmeg cream cheese. And so I sandwich 2 pieces of French toast with cream cheese in between them, and then the cream cheese on top of it. And then I put a big serving of apple crisp on top of it. and then maple syrup with maple bacon. It's so decadently good. It's so decadently good. I have extra apple crumble. That's the bonus part of making that. And I made it all guiltless. Okay, I had one slice of brioche, which is, I think, 16 grams of carbs. But other than that, I made it with all Splenda and almond flour, and all is good. Like, so it's kind of a cheat, but not. So it's fun. It's fun. Hey, Fluffy was first, and followed by the birthday girl, Heather, and Vanessa Atalanta. I had to laugh because I saw somebody in the chat. Oh, I think it was Heather. You're getting way too much attention tonight, Heather. I think it was Heather that said something to Coco, and they said Coco Loco. They only hear it now the way I said it, and that made me laugh because it's so stupid. Coco Loco. I tell you, sometimes I say it all alone, and I giggle. Oh, there, Coco Loco. Drugs are for drugs, guys. Just remember that, okay? I don't have any other notes of what to tell you. Oh, Heather, thank you for the gifted. Thank you. Heather gifted subs before we even started. Thank God I wrote it down because I would have forgotten. I'm fuzzy-headed as all get out. Do I ever sub applesauce for eggs to make stuff lighter? Prez Hens asked. Prez Hens, one of my very favorite things to do is make meatloaf, but use ground pork. And instead of eggs in the meatloaf, I use grated apple. It's so good. And apple and pork. Oh, very nice. Very nice. Very nice. Acid washed, thank you for making my day better. We were waiting for you. I'm so glad you're here. Press Hens, I think that there's a members video of where I made that meatloaf. I'm pretty sure I made that meatloaf on a members video. So if you're curious, check out the members video. There's some good recipes in there, if I do say so myself. We are just going to start Kuzan in a minute, in a little minute. I'm just getting ready to start. I just have a couple of notes here, girl world sort of notes. What we're going to do tonight is look at her upload from yesterday. So you guys have probably all seen it 30 times by now. I watched it on the Rage stream, and that's it. Oh, God. Sadly, I do remember it. And I found it. Before we get into that, I just had a couple of notes of stuff to talk about. Like, when's the lawsuit going to drop? Like, she stopped talking about the lawsuit. What happened to the big lawsuit with the lawyer? And she was going to sue the ankle? It was the ankle she was going to sue? Or she alluded to suing? What happened to that? Just curious. Now, I know sometimes it can take a while to get a suit together, but come on, Ambi. And how about this announced, I think yesterday, I don't know, like I said, I'm in a little bit of a cold fog, but I think it was yesterday. Becky and Destiny together on a live stream? I thought they said live stream, and then I thought they said they were going to edit or something. So that'll be interesting, won't it? I gotta say, kind of interested in that. And I like to see the sisters doing it for themselves because they don't need any of us reaction channels to help them. You know, get your bag, girls, all to yourselves. You've all earned it by being the victims of that narcissist. So I think that'll be interesting. Rachel says, you still enjoying Extra Narky season? Listen, tonight's video is an excellent example of how we are still firmly entrenched in Extra Narky season because what does she call herself now? Reaction Lynn. Reaction Lynn is back again tonight. And as predicted, she's reacting to herself again. So what do you think that one video was? Remember she said that she had that one video that she edited down and it was still over an hour-long reaction? What the hell do you think she was reacting to in that one? Because now obviously she's only going to react to herself, right? She's only going to react to herself. Now, this one, and talk about pulling out the old hits, digging down deep into the back catalog. This is like the hits of the 70s. Tonight, the video is called The Truth About FBI Frank with screenshots, voice memos, DMs, and text messages. She's got it all for you. FBI Frank? What the hell are you talking about? How long ago was that? Who cares? Who cares? Unbelievable. Of all the thousands of videos that she has that people actually might be interested in seeing her react to, I don't know that it's... Plus, they're so weird, these reactions. She's probably the worst reactor I've ever seen. All she does is sit and admire herself and agree with herself. I don't know how you can react to yourself. Like, I guess you can if it's old. I don't know. But whatever she's doing is not that. It's just like a little narky love fest. Can you imagine if I sat here and did a reaction to one of my own videos? That's so weird to me. That is so weird to me. I don't get it. I don't get it. But I'm going to add this interesting point for you to think about. We have no spoilers, of course, because we all know the whole FBI Frank thing, right? Now, one thing that I've said over again is the FBI... I don't understand. I don't think it's within their purview, YouTube comments. They seem to be more of a federal bureau of investigation. And they handle like cybercrime and federal things and whatnot. So I just found the whole thing, like most of you, kind of wishy-washy. Now, I will say that somebody in the Discord, and I'm not going to name anybody because they might not want to be named, but they did say, listen, I am not defending Amberlynn, and I know them, they wouldn't. But they said once the FBI contacted them because there was death threats being made against them on a Discord server, and the FBI called them to ask them if they knew anything about that person or whatever. Now, I believe this alert. This alert wouldn't make... There was no reason for them to make this up. Honestly, it would make you look dumb to say something like that if it wasn't true. So I believe them, but it's really weird. Why does the FBI not have enough things to do? And this person said, no, they don't even understand how that worked out. Like, if the person that saw the comments reported it, or if Discord auto-flagged, because there is actual... some kind of moderation on Discord, right? So, yeah, I don't know what to tell you about that. I believe that person. That's all I can tell you. FBM, Lucy says, Federal Bureau of Manipulation. Now, before we even get into it, I'm going to tell you what my theory is after watching this. I think she was trolled. I think she truly believes the FBI contacted her. I think she believes it with her whole chest, as she says. But I think it was a troll. That's my thing. Did I see Hecticana's screenshot of their business card research? No, because I did the business card research 3 years ago. Old news. I think she was trolled. Honestly, would the FBI not know where to find you? Would they not be able to talk to the tax people and figure out where your address is? Why would they go back so many ex-girlfriends? It wasn't Beck? I don't know. Hey, Diet Coke is here. Nice to see you, Diet Coke. It's been a long time. Yeah, Heather, this is old. I'm telling you, she's reaching way back in the back catalog to bring up an old controversy. I don't know why, if it's to distract from everything that's going on now and everything that's coming up. But I don't believe that, because remember, she's filming a good almost 2 weeks in advance. So when the time she filmed this, she hadn't heard yet about I think there's also going to be a Casey and Beck live stream, and there's a Beck and Destiny live stream. So none of this had been announced at the time she recorded this. So this wasn't made for distraction. I think this might just simply be because she really loves herself a lot. She's very special. All right, let's watch Amber. There she is. How about a pollment before we start? And then we'll check the pollment at the end of the video. I want to see what you guys think about this. Start a Q&A. What's that about? I'll say, was Amber trolled? That's pretty simple, right? Here's another thing to look out for. Like I said, there's no spoilers. You guys have either seen this or seen the original, so you know what's going on. She's going to drop at the end of this some of her proof, which is these voice memos. The voice memos are totally, real easy to fake. Nobody's believing them much. But what somebody said in the Discord was they clocked her language, and they thought that the way she was speaking in these voice memos sounded very much like the way she speaks today, which is not at all the way she spoke back then. So have a listen with a critical ear. Merc's doing a Q&A. I'm too boring. I'm not doing a Q&A. It's dumb.
Hey guys, welcome to another Reactland video. I figured we should do one about the FBI Frank story. Since then, people have been literally trolling me about this.
Do you hear an echo? Do you hear an echo at all? Rio's phone is echoing. If it's annoying, let me know. I don't know what I can do about it, but let me know.
Story. I want to clarify exactly what happened. Did I actually lie about this? Or do I have proof that it did happen? Okay, so today we have a mukbang and a story time for you guys, which I am so excited for. It's actually like really random and weird. So in this video, I'm actually in my office.
Look,
and that picture that's behind me.
Look whose little face came out. Hi, little face. What are you doing?
Is this beautiful woman, and her nipples were out. Yep. We have.
Oh yeah, that's what. See, she zoomed she's very tightly zoomed in on this reaction video. It's annoying, and her reason for doing it is that there was a nipple in the photo on the wall, in the wall art behind her, and I guess she thinks that that's far too edgy for YouTube, so she zoomed in on the reaction.
Water is what we were drinking today.
See, look at what we're looking at here. So you're gonna get a real nice tight look at her mouth while she's slurping up noodles.
Wow, your girl was drinking water back then. I need to take my advice because.
Wow, your girl was drinking water back then. I need to take my own advice because I certainly do not drink any water right now. What the fuck is this scripted bullshit she's doing? It's so scripted. Can you not just talk like a normal human being?
I have not.
Does this not sound like she's reading it straight off a script? And the dead, complete lack of emotion is frightening.
We have water is what we were drinking today. Wow, your girl was drinking water back then. I need to take my advice because I have not drank a drop of water in weeks, and I'm not joking about that. And what we are eating today is Singapore rice noodle, which is so freaking good. This is what it looks like. I want to eat on a...
This is a portion for 4 people. Am I wrong? This is a portion for 4 people. Username says, how is it a reaction when it's scripted? Yeah, and how about the fact that she threw shade because... I don't know I forget who she was talking about, but some reaction channels that have seen the video before they react to it, and how insincere that was of them to do that, because you should come in cold every time. What the fuck are you doing, Amber? And I don't believe that either.
Though. Oh my gosh. In Virginia,
it never stops coming out of that little box.
Singapore rice noodle, or as it's also called Singapore Mei Fun, is literally one of my favorite things to get at a Chinese restaurant. And they give you so much. They literally pack that container so full. I have never finished that in one sitting. I think it's impossible. Holy. Okay, so in Virginia, they called it Singapore rice noodle where I got it. Look, but here in Kentucky,
look at the size of this plate. Now, I know it's also an angle, the way she's got the camera, but come on. And she says she's never finished it. Come on.
They call it Mei Fun. So, you know what? This is Singapore Mei Fun. So, you guys can find it at your Chinese restaurant.
$15 Diet Coke has been away for a while. Yes. We'd like to introduce you to Reactlyn, who now reacts to her own videos. Not all the time. Sometimes she still goes to bingo.
It's rice noodle. It's like a curry base. There's onion, shrimp, bell pepper, pork.
Yeah, it's
just deliciousness. Oh yeah, and
everybody knows that dish, Amber. Anybody that's ever ordered Chinese food from a North American Chinese restaurant knows what the hell that is. You think you're so damn exotic. It's North Americanized Chinese food. It's like mall Chinese food. Girl, settle down.
And chicken. I'd much rather have it without the meat. I don't mind the meat too much, but I wouldn't say the meat is exactly my favorite. So let's dive in. So I actually haven't had this in so long, probably over a year. But the last time
does she seem really flat affect? I didn't notice it the first time we watched this, but she seems very flat affect to me in this video. Tinkar says, is she allowed to remonetize? Yeah, she's transforming the content. Just the way any other reactor would do. Like, she seems like, once I had a partner who was going through finding the right kind of medication, much like Beck was, and went through a period of like zombie because it was the wrong medication. Now, she's not that bad. She's not zombie, but very flat affect, right? It's weird.
Time I did have it, I asked for just shrimp because the shrimp in it is really good. But the pork and the chicken, especially the chicken, is a no. Absolutely amazing. So how are you guys doing?
Sorry, I can't mute it on the fly.
Oh, by the way, this has a little spice to it. So if you don't like spicy foods, definitely don't go for it. I'm telling you, life is so...
Yeah, the moon shirt, somebody's commented, Paka commented on the moon shirt. I'm telling you, she only wears the clothes that she had from when she was the absolute biggest. The outhouse shirt, this moon shirt. There was another one that had moons along the sleeve, also from that era. The Betsy Johnson pajama that she wears as a dress, that's a pajama top, guys. Those are
so
all
much
from the
easier when I
big,
just
big
filmed
era.
mukbangs.
That's all
Such
she wears
easy
now.
content. Like, eat a good meal and just talk while you're doing it. But it's not fun to react to. It's not fun to watch. I will say that.
So gross.
I was going to do my makeup, but I realized my face needs to
She
breathe.
thinks that's cute. She
Okay.
does that a lot, eh?
Story time. Wait, that bell pepper was so good. Okay. So being on YouTube comes with a fair share.
Guys, you can't criticize how she's reacting because there are many reaction channels in the Amberverse that don't add a lot. Not even people in the Amberverse. There's big, famous, huge reactors who get away with not saying much. Do you want to talk about SS Sniper Wolf? Or I think XQC does it too, where they'll watch a whole video and say something like, wow. Like, YouTube plays pretty loose with that. So she's no different than anybody else. I'm not going to get on her for that. But the dead affect and the totally scripted admiration for herself is disgusting.
Disappointments. I mean, amongst amazing things as well. But something that I consider a disappointment is like telling people to off themselves or threatening to off someone. Why? Well, it's pretty simple. These people hide behind keyboards and they can say whatever the hell they want with no consequences whatsoever. So there has been like this idea floating around, which I feel like is such a good idea. That like if you're going to be on certain social medias, like you have to show your ID with that username. So if things are being said that are extremely scary.
Amber, what about your little sock puppet accounts? What would you do with those if you had to show ID all the time? Apparently she's been running around Reddit with all kinds of sock accounts again, so
like ultimately like hardcore harassment and threats, like your username and your comment or your messages are linked up to your ID. I think that's such a freaking great idea. So
only when it's against
last
right?
October or November, I was simply just skimming through the comment section of my YouTube, and
thank you.
I usually get a lot of people saying mean things to me, and none of it has ever like made me feel any sort of way. Nothing scares me, nothing like that. It all just makes me feel like uncomfy. But there was one that I remember reading that kind of like was like, this is how all scary movies start. It was saying how they know where I live, they're gonna off me. They said they live nearby, like this whole thing. And I remember reading it and being like,
I'm not adding anything, I'm listening.
Excuse me? I actually took a screenshot of it. This is the only time I've ever done this, like actually been kind of like scared of a comment. I'm really annoyed because I actually do not have the screenshot of it. Obviously, like
see, now that I find very questionable because last week Alexis posted, and I don't even remember what it was because Alexis is a questionable human being at best, but she was posting something about something Amber had said. Hang on, let me mute myself. So sorry. Alexis posted some screenshot of things that Amber had sent her. And it was old text messages that Amber had kept screenshots of. So why wouldn't she keep screenshots of the FBI Frank thing when it was such a big deal? Of course she would keep the FBI Frank screenshots.
Like all of this happened in 2021, but it wasn't until February 2022 when the FBI actually tried to contact me. And then I actually didn't even upload this story time until March 2022. So yeah, through all the shuffle of it all, I definitely do not have that screenshot anymore. Sorry. Well,
interesting. She has the voice notes, the voice memos, but not screenshots. Amber, it just doesn't, none of it makes sense.
I'm taking screenshots and stuff and sending them. I remember I sent it to Becky a couple other friends of mine. I was like, what is this? Like, what is this? So I guess some of you, so I want to say thank you, actually found that comment and was scared by it as well because dun, da, da.
Even that sounds weird. Okay, so out of all the, and I mean, this girl gets thousands of comments. We all know she gets thousands of comments. So out of all the thousands of comments that she gets, she found one that scared her a bit. And it scared her so much that she screenshot it and she sent it to all her friends to go, look how scary this is. Well, coincidentally, people also found it and reported it. Why? Wow. There's no such thing as a coincidence. Excuse me.
I get a message on Instagram from
I'm doing
my
this.
ex's sister and said, the FBI showed up for you. She sent me a picture of like the card that the FBI gave her. The FBI said, contact her because we need to talk to her.
And she still won't confirm yet what sister this is because Beck has denied that it was Beck. I'm not sure if Destiny denied that it was Destiny. Oh, Tinkar, that's a great comment. Tinkar says apparently the commenter had her address, but the FBI didn't.
I was
Thank
terrified.
you, Jess, for the
and all of that
says like the video, please. Okay, bye.
That is true. That very much did happen. And here is a screenshot. I blocked out any personal information, obviously. Here's actually the screenshot of the person messaging me and telling me about it, and then also sending me a picture of the card that the FBI gave them. I had a panic attack because I had to sit there and think of my life. I was like,
she rolled that by pretty fast, right? Paka, thank you for gifting a member. Very, very kind of you. So this says, hey, so the FBI came to my parents' house today looking for a contact information for you. They said you weren't in trouble. They just needed to talk. I don't think anyone has your number. So she blacked out. And she says at the bottom, thanks. Oh no, then there's the voice memos, which she's going to play later. And underneath the voice memos, apparently the person who was letting her know says, thanks. That's crazy that they reached out for that specifically. / saw it. I'm glad it wasn't anything serious. Interesting response.
I had a panic attack because I had to sit there and think of my life. I was like, literally, did I do something that I don't remember?
Yeah, Ella, she did say they went to her ex's sister's house. And that message says parents' house. Now, I guess she could argue that the ex's sister still lives with the parents. You could say that.
I don't remember that I did. Like, honestly, I was so terrified. I was like, what is happening? And that's low-key downplaying it. I was genuinely scared. I was so confused. Do you guys ever get that feeling when like you see a cop, like you're in a car and you see a cop and they're behind you and like literally you think that you've done like the worst crime in the whole world, even though you've literally done nothing? I'm not the only person who feels this way because there are memes about it. And that's genuinely how this situation felt. But like on...
Hey, Destiny's sister didn't live with her parents either, did she? Oh, Jack, thank you for gifting a membership. That's very kind of you. Wasn't Destiny's sister the one who jumped out of the box in the Christmas tree meme? Look at Bailey. Look at how that worked out. Bailey was just asking about how to get a membership. Oh my God, how perfect was that? That was awesome. Aaliyah, thank you for gifting a member. Oh, hey, it's March 1st. It's March 1st. Ba-ba-ba.
On steroids, like a million times worse.
Moo-moo. Kitten teeth.
I don't know why, but The FBI didn't know I lived here. So this right here
Yes.
is one of the reasons why people are like, the
My
story
goodness, Jess, thank you for gifting 5 more. Oh, it's going to be that, is it? Thank you for gifting 5 members, Jess. That's so kind of you.
is so fake. Like, how does the FBI not know where you live? And that is a question that I also have myself. I truly have no idea. That's fair. Obviously, immediately, I end up calling the number that is on the FBI guy's FBI card. I was so scared.
The FBI guy's FBI card. Aaliyah, thank you for gifting another member. Coco Loco. Coco Loco says there's so many generous people. I know, sometimes they go crazy with the member stuff. And I appreciate it, and so does everybody in the that gets a membership.
Scared. Some woman picked up and she was like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna call the FBI guy Frank. And here the new side character is born. Why not? So Frank was like out of the office or something, and she was like, I can give him a call like on his personal cell phone to get like a hold of you. What was that voice?
Amber, that voice is, I would guess, there's a couple of reasons for that voice. Number one, I think that you think you're better than a receptionist or a secretary. So that is that voice is condescending. It's a way to put somebody down by mocking, using that mocking tone. So I think you like to think that you're better than somebody, and you're not. The other thing is, we kind of think that you hate women. So you tend to always use a real demeaning, mocking tone when you're imitating another woman. I'm just going to put that out there. Valentine, thank you very much. 2 months and 2 weeks till Costa Rica. I know it's like 75 days, I think, for me today.
And in my head, I was like, why
Thank you, Val.
does she want to like bother him on his personal phone instead of just like leaving him a message? Like, what did I do? Oh, so scared. I was like, what is the
Because that's how they operate,
of
Amber.
this? Like, why do they want to talk to me this bad? So I said, thank you. Yes, call him if you want, like, whatever. And I'm a very patient person, but like situations like this, I don't have patience. I was like, oh my God, I need to know like what is happening. Very random fact about me. I'm usually normally a pretty patient person, but like in this situation, I didn't even know what the word patience meant. Like I needed to know right this minute, like why did FBI?
You have admitted many times that you're not a patient person. You talk about your bippity, you talk about all your things, your ADHD, whatever it is, all the things that you have that make it so, I can't help it, I just need to know right away. You're very demanding, and that equals no patience. So, yeah, don't pull this. Look at that. God, I do. That's a nice pause frame.
FBI Frank want to speak to me. Just imagine the FBI trying to contact you guys. Like it puts you in a headspace that you didn't even know like you had. So it wasn't even 45 seconds after I hung up with the receptionist. Frank called me. Imagine having the FBI call you from their own person.
45 seconds. She timed it. So in 45 seconds, the receptionist hung up, immediately called Frank, and he couldn't wait to talk to Amberlynn. He said, I'm sorry. Sorry, Susan. I got to hang up. I got to get to Amber right now.
Personal cell phone that quickly and that swiftly. I was like, your girl's about to go to prison. I did something that I don't even know that I remember I did. Like, I was so anxious. I said, Frank, man, you done scared me. No. Okay. It wasn't like that. No. He said, you are not in trouble. I remember in that very moment, it felt like the weight of the world left.
Anita, thank you for gifting a member. Anita Squires gifting a member.
Me, but then I instantly thought, what did my brother do? What did my dad do? What did my mom do? Like, why do they want to talk to me of all people? And I was like, oh my God, what did I do? Turns out.
I'm sorry. She has what would the equivalent to, Amber, I said stop. She has the equivalent to what I would consider a meal on one fork. And she's eating unconsciously. So I don't believe that she's doing this to troll. Like she's putting a lot on her fork to get people to talk. She's not even, she's in a food daze. She's not conscious of she's not mindful of what she's doing here. Look at the portion of noodles on the fork.
Like, why do they want to talk to me, of all people? And I was like,
look at that. Are you fucking kidding me? That is literally a portion size. Unbelievable.
like, oh my God, what did I do? Turns out, y'all, the FBI is actually on my side. I never thought that like cops or the FBI even remotely would care about some YouTuber online. I think genuinely we underestimate some scary, scary comments online. And we always think like certain situations like, oh, something like that would never happen to us. That person was just a troll. I mean, it kind of goes along the lines of like when I got diagnosed with cancer, I thought in my head, like prior to like, oh, that would never happen to me. Like no one's invincible to anything in this world.
Number one, you think you're Teflon. And it's obvious by your actions, not by your words. Your words ring hollow. Actions are what counts. And the way you run your life on a day-to-day basis tells us that you don't think that you're going to get any disease or consequences from how you eat and how you choose to live your life. That's what you're showing us. Whether your lips say that or not is irrelevant. Your actions every day show us that you think you're fine. Nothing's going to happen to you. And it will. Eventually, it will.
But turns out that a lot of people reported that very comment.
Also, a troll calling themselves the FBI is not the same as a doctor's diagnosis telling you that you have cancer. How can you even equate those two things? I would think for most people, the moment that a doctor told them that they had cancer would be a pretty damn life-altering, unforgettable moment in their life. And you're equating that with this stupid FBI story?
That I saw. And I guess they reported it to like authorities, like even higher than like just reporting it to YouTube. The FBI ended up seeing it. Like Frank was like, oh my God, like.
So people that saw this comment on her YouTube comment section, they didn't click the easy to click report button on YouTube. No, they took the time to go look up the Kentucky FBI office and figure out who to call to inform them about this singular comment on a YouTuber's video. They bypassed YouTube. Nobody clicked report on YouTube. All of these people took all of these extra steps of their own volition at the same time. Wow. It's amazing.
Like complimenting me on my following and stuff. This is another part that people tease me about. And it's true. He did compliment me on my following. And I think that just a lot of people do that because I think that's just a nice thing to say. I don't really think that like.
I believe that. A lot of people do say that. When people ask, if you say you're a YouTuber and they ask how many followers and you say how many followers, they say that's good. They always do. Now, here's the thing that I find funny. You know, I never tell anybody I'm a YouTuber. When I go traveling, I don't tell people. I tell people I work in social media. I tell people I work online. She's so proud to tell me, like, she's got to tell everybody she's a YouTuber and how many followers she has. So, yeah, this person on the phone might have congratulated her on the following because it is a socially hollow thing to say. But the fact that she's got to say it all the time to people.
Like, everyone has been completely genuine when they compliment me. Like when I tell them about my following, like if like the first time I ever saw my tax accountant, like 8 years ago, I was complimented by them because they needed to know my job. And then one time, like I was signing up for a freaking Costco card.
Okay. And here, that's what's funny too. I just told what I said. It's just hollow small talk that people say when you're a YouTuber. It's hollow, meaningless small talk that people say. She just said, I remember my tax accountant 8 years ago congratulating me on my following. Like, okay, and here's another thing. Why would she have needed a tax accountant 8 years ago? Was she monetized? 8 years ago? Was she monetized? I don't know if she was or not.
Years ago, and they complimented me on my thing then because you needed to say what your job was. Like, I think people just say that to be nice. It doesn't mean they're being 100% genuine, but they compliment me. Whether he actually...
Hogar, thank you. Oh, wait. Thank you. Thank you.
meant it or not, it did happen. But guess what? So they took that comment very seriously, as they should. They did a whole IP address, like tracked him. Ooh. Okay, I'm not going to say who the person is that left that comment, but it is a guy. And I know his full name. I know where he lives. So they were like worried for me. They were like, do you know this guy? I said, nope, never heard of him. So I don't know. I think it's pretty neat that like, if there is like a fear that I have from a YouTube comment or a message, Frank is there. He said, call me anytime.
So Frank is her personal. She's like Jack Doherty now. She's got like personal FBI agent that's gonna just stand up for her all the time if there's some comment that makes her feel oogie. If I get a bad comment or anything, I can just call Frank any day or night, anytime. Also, yeah, I don't think the FBI... I'm sorry. Hang on, I'm gonna have to make gooey noises. Hang on a second. Now, maybe the FBI would say, do you recognize this person? Like, I get if you were being stalked or threatened, they might. But it finds let us hear, Paka, you're a weirdo. I find it odd that they would give her everything. Every bit of information on this guy. It seems weird to me. Sorry.
Anytime. Aw, FBI Frank being there. I actually did not contact him since then. So if you ever feel threatened or anything like that, I've never talked to the FBI before. So I thought that was like literally the craziest thing. Like they were really, truly worried about my safety. And I don't know, I felt like really safe for a minute there. I just had to share that with you guys. It's so weird. I don't know. I think I'm just like really overly grateful. Like when it happened, this happened like
real.
I know it's been.
Hang on. I can't hear very well. Let's let that go by. I've never talked to the FBI before. Like as if that's something that most people do. Idiot.
It's been like over a month, maybe 2 months. I don't really know. But when it happened, I was so scared at the beginning. I was like, oh my God, what did I do? Like, what did I do? But it turns out I didn't do anything. They were actually just there for me. I don't know. So the day that I did get in contact with the FBI, I was actually going over to a friend's house that day.
They were there for me. No, if anything, they were actually there for the person making the threat. You're kind of irrelevant, actually, in the story. They could have been, could have been making a threat to anybody. They weren't there for you. If any of the story is true, he was catching a criminal. He wasn't protecting the delicate and dainty, special Amberlynn Reid.
That day, and they were trying to call me, but I was on the phone with the FBI. So then I actually texted my friends and I was like, this isn't even clickbait. This was something that we used to say, like when we would say something outrageous, we'd be like, this is not clickbait. But I even sent them a text, which you can see here in the screenshot, where I was like, I was just on the phone with the FBI and I'll explain when I get to your house.
So she went by that pretty quick, but all it said was, I was just on the phone with the FBI, and her friend said why, and she said, I'll explain.
I just think that's pretty great. It makes me feel like comforted.
I'm sorry, this big bitch is half through that plate. Sorry. I'm sorry if that's not very nice. This big bitch is, I can't believe how much food she's eaten. Oh, sorry.
This video makes me want to do a mukbang. It makes me want to just enjoy a meal with you guys. Something I genuinely love about mukbangs is
Oh yeah, that's the other point of this video. This is also a mukbang primer. She's gonna start eating on camera again. I guarantee it. I guarantee it. This is already just pre-justification for upcoming mukbangs.
eat less of
Mukbang, whatever
them.
the
Because
fuck.
when I'm eating at home by myself, because I live by myself, I'm usually eating while watching something, and I eat extremely fast.
Yeah, now
and
she's
it's like
going to tell us how much better it is when she mukbangs. She eats so much slower. She eats so much less. She's so much more mindful. D. Violetta, thank you for 25 months. Holy cow. Not a mindful eating day while telling story. Yeah, exactly. That's it.
it's like I'm not sitting there enjoying my meal. But when I film a mukbang, I'm being
Yes, sock
slow,
puppet.
talking to you guys in between bites. I don't know. I kind of miss it.
This is it, guys.
The shrimp tastes amazing.
She just told us it's better. She eats slower. She eats less, and she misses it. What do you think's coming up next week?
But I very much am a texture person, and the texture of shrimp, I've slowly realized that I'm hating it more and more. So like, here's another piece of shrimp. I could have a few pieces, and that's like it. Then it just makes me feel sick. Such a true statement. Texture of shrimp is not always the greatest, but thankfully the Singapore rice noodle here in Oklahoma where I live, I don't know if they like cook their shrimp like extra long.
You don't know anything about food. You just like everything overcooked, dry as shit, tough and rubbery. Don't talk like you know. Oh, this place is this. First of all, those kind of Chinese restaurants, girl, come on.
The texture doesn't get me grossed out as bad, but like if the shrimp is like not cooked for as long as I want it to be, like I can only take a couple bites. But it's like the first few bites, I'm like, okay, that tastes good. Amazing. 10 out of 10 recommend this.
I'm trying to mute the chewing.
Yeah. I'm trying to really do some stuff. I genuinely have no idea what I'm talking about there. And I don't know if I actually talk any more about the FBI Frank stuff in this. So I'm going to continue watching this. And if I do have something to say about the FBI stuff, then I will let you know. But I do have a screen recording of me actually speaking to the person who first sent me the FBI card and said the FBI.
Why is this part even in the video? Because in a second, she's going to come back on and go, oh, no, I didn't talk any more about FBI Frank. So here, now I'm going to show you all my evidence. Why did you even fucking leave this in? Miss Queen of Editing, who loves editing so much, edit this shit. Nobody cares.
The FBI like came by to like speak to you. So I want to show you guys like what I said to them, which is also proof that I was not lying. All right, so I did watch the rest of the video and no more talk of FBI Frank happened. So here I'm going to show you the voice memos that I actually sent the person who contacted me. So here it is.
Okay, so I'm sending this in voice memo because I feel like it would be easier. So first of all, thank you so much for reaching out to me. I just got so much anxiety and I was so scared, but I figured I would tell you guys.
Okay, so tell me that this couldn't be easily faked. This could be easily faked. Now, on the other hand, I don't think that she is clever enough. Maybe she is. I don't think so. I think she was trolled and she firmly believed everything this troll told her. I think she firmly believes the FBI contacted her, but I really believe it's... Ripley, thank you for 17 months. Ripley says it's all true. I am the business card.
Guys, like, why they wanted to talk to me, because I just called them, just talked to them, because I don't want you guys worried. I mean, I don't even know if you are, but so I was like freaking out. I was like, oh my God, what did I do? I thought maybe I did something bad and I didn't know, you know? So after calling, the guy got a hold of me, and it turns out they saw a comment on my YouTube page from back in October. And I remember this comment so well, which is really weird because I get so many comments per video, but this comment was threatening to kill me. And I remember it because they were like, yeah, I know exactly where you live, and just like literally threatening to kill me. So I guess the FBI.
Here's an interesting thing I never noticed before. She said she first saw that comment in October. In October. And she said, and the FBI is contacting her now? 4 months later? Over a YouTube comment?
FBI found that comment, which I'm not sure how, but long story short, whoops, I was cut off. But long story short, they actually found the IP address for that account, and they found the guy's name, and they have a picture of him. So they want to show me the guy to see if I like know him or not. I don't know, but I was really scared. But thank you for contacting me. I hope you're doing good.
So they found the FBI found a death threat on YouTube, and it was so concerning. It was so scary to the FBI that they needed to hunt this person down to save this woman's life. You know, it took them 4 months.
So the last 10 seconds of that voice memo was something personal to them about their life. So I am just saying that obviously I'm going to leave that part out.
So the FBI Frank story is absolutely without a doubt real. It did happen. I know it sounds far-fetched. I know it sounds crazy, but it did happen.
No,
And due to them not knowing where I live, that obviously raises questions of, was this just
first time I ever noticed that she said the FBI found the comment in October. Took them 4 months. What a load of horse shit. That just confirms for me that this is a load of shit. Somebody said it was probably the person who made the comment in the first place that was now pretending to be the FBI, probably because they wanted Amber to notice the damn comment. Patsy Stone, thank you. Patsy says, you know, February is FBI month. It's true.
just a troll? I don't have the answer for you because I don't know. I'm strictly telling you what happened to me. And the whole FBI Frank story is 100% true, troll or not. But like, it seemed very real.
All I took out of this video is I want to film a mukbang, y'all. Like, what the heck? Anyways, that is the end of this React-Lyn. I hope that you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.
There you go. That is the end of React-Lyn, and she'll see you in the next one. Is she really going to just turn into a mukbang reaction channel now? Hey, here's an idea, Amber. If you want to be a reaction channel, instead of just reacting to yourself, because you know, most of us in the Amberverse, we've seen your videos countless times. We don't really need to see them again. We just don't. But if you want to react to something, why don't you react to mukbangers? Mukbanger. I don't know how to say it. I don't know how to say that. Mukbang, mukbang. It's like GIF or Jeff. I mean, GIF or GIF. And we just say Jeff. I mean, she can't react to anything in the Amberverse. It's not like she can't react to one of the reaction channels because she'll get killed for that. So I think that's why she keeps also, I mean, she adores herself, but it's also safe for her to react to herself. Nobody's going to come at her for that. But why not react to something outside of the Amberverse? Like a reaction channel or a 600-pound life episode or something. Like, her fans would probably like that. Mm-hmm. I wonder what her member count is at. You know, she's been a membership now for 1 month, which means a lot of the people that signed up in the beginning, their 1 month is up. Did they sign up for more of this delicious content? They were coming at her pretty hard. I know we've already done a recap of the live stream from last Tuesday, and if you remember, they were coming at her pretty hard, telling her they were bored, they wanted her to do things. Amber reacting to Zach. Bailey says I'd pay for her to react to Beck. Mario canceled. Well, it was a fun month. Mario, come over to Laney's with me. It's fine. You can watch it with me. Oh, Amber did react to Zach. You're right. You're right. Username. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. She's an idiot. I don't know. Let's close this pollment. And the poll, 82% of you share my mind frame. And think that Amber was trolled. I think so too. I know, Ella, it's hard to do 600-pound life, but I did 1,000 Pound Sisters with another channel a long time ago. Yeah, Zach made her a tutorial, but I'll tell you something. Zach probably uses Streamlabs, and it's complicated. I found it complicated. That's why I switched to StreamYards, because it's actually got a nicer interface. It's way more user-friendly, and I can do things like, put the comments on the screen, nice, and I love that. And I know they can do all of that with StreamYard, but you got to really kind of know your shit. And she doesn't know how to do any of it. Even if he wrote it down for her, she wouldn't figure it out. OBS is what I mean, Streamlabs. When I say Streamlabs, I mean OBS. Prez Hens likes it, but see, you're younger and probably much geekier and smarter than I am. I struggled with it for the first year or so, and then I switched to StreamYard. StreamYard's just easier. I don't need to stress about that. OBS is amazing if you can work it properly. I'll admit it, I'm too dumb. I'm way too blonde. Peroxide poisoning. I can't do OBS. I struggled with it, man. I struggled with it. And you see a lot of YouTubers still struggle with it. I know there's a couple of reaction channels that whenever they start the reaction, you see the black back end of OBS because they don't know how to start it properly. They don't know how to just put the picture on, and it's crazy. It's just, I'm telling you, no shade to that, but this is dummy proof. Amber could use this. Even Amber could do picture-in-picture with StreamYard. And you know what? I pay for it, so I don't have watermarks, but you don't have to pay for it. There's a perfectly good free version if you don't mind a little watermark up in the corner somewhere. And that's fine, isn't it? And it's got all the shit. Oh, Dan's got new mics coming? What kind of mics have you got? Did you get I've got those, I don't know where they are. Oh, speaking of new fun gear, can I show you this? Look what I got. I'm like a hunter guy now. Look what I got. Look at that. You know what that is? Any guesses what that is? It's a trail cam so that I can tie it on a tree at night. See? Oh, you can't see. Anyway, you can't really see it, but it's solar powered, it's USB charged, and it takes batteries. It comes with already with an SD card. So our place in Costa Rica is literally in the national park, which is primary growth forest jungle. So I'm going to tie this up behind our cabina so I can see what animals lurk at night. Val has promised me he's going to be running past it naked as often as possible. So, look out for that in the future. We'll have to do that on the members only vlog from Costa Rica, I guess. Should we give Rio some snacks before we go? I'm kind of hungry too. You know what? I think I'm going to order ceviche. You want some food? Want some snacks? Only Rio, double Rio. All right. Come on up here. You got to stand up if you want them. Heather, thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the birthday super chat. Heather, do you have a movie that you want to watch tonight? Normally we watch 60 Days In, we go to jail. But we do tell Discord members if it's their birthday, they can pick the movie for the night. Lucy says every time you talk about Costa Rica, you want to get ceviche. I've been putting it off since I got home. But you know what it was? It wasn't Costa Rica. It was listening to her talk about the shrimp in that food. That's it. It's all gone. It's all gone. You're such a good boy. I can't escape. We're not watching Skeleton Key. We've already watched Skeleton Key. No. Pick another birthday movie, Heather. Figure it out. You got a few minutes. I'm going to probably wrap this up early because I'm feeling, kind of low energy. And I don't want to sit here and keep coughing at you all night. And I'm starving. So why don't we watch Heather's birthday movie at 8 o'clock in the Discord? And if it's not too long after that, we can go to jail. Because they're coming for us anyway, right? Where'd you go, the man? Why did you go down there? You got to come up here and say goodbye. All right, guys. We're going to keep it short and sweet tonight so I can go blow my nose and cough. Because nobody's ever had a cold as bad as this cold. I want to thank you all for joining me. Hey, you know what? Amber's uploading tomorrow. I think I'll upload a reaction tomorrow. So look for a premiere tomorrow on Sunday if you're just hanging around in the afternoon. And, until we meet again, you know the routine. Just, be kind. And hasta luego. Bye.